Oh my goodness. Feels good, man. Greetings, everyone. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad that you are here. We're going to be playing some Magic the Gathering Arena today, as always. These are some of the highlights from our stream, and I really hope you enjoy the games. If you do really enjoy the program, please don't forget to leave a like and subscription. It really, really helps the channel. So without further ado, let's get to the games. All right. Goosebelly, there appears to be some kind of glitch on Twitch's end that is causing there to be problems with the channel points. And I really don't know what it is. It is not under my control right now. But channel points are turned on. They are not disabled or anything like that. They are also... I haven't enabled any additional cooldowns on the channel point redemptions. They are what they are. And there is a problem on Twitch's end. But it is what it is. Teo does make a wall and defender, but it only makes 2 ever, right? So it's 4 mana for 2 0/3s across 2 separate turns. It is true. There is value in whatchamacallit there. There is value in the hexproof, but a lot of the time, by the time you're doing the hexproof, it's a little less good, you know, at that point. What one is that? Neomore, glad you made it. Well, thank you, Neomore. That's very kind of you to say. I appreciate that. Oh, crud. Well, folks, I guess we've got a Fateful Absence that, and I don't want my opponent to counterspell me. So we're gonna do it right now. All right. Opponent doing the thing. Skyclave. Yeah, I'm glad you made it. Devilish Valet and Wingmantle Chaplain. 4 mana, 0/3 defender. When it enters, create a 1/1 white bird for each creature with defender you control. So the idea should be we have 2 or 3 defenders out. We cast the Wingmantle Chaplain. It will also be a defender that will be entering. So we can double the Devilish Valet's power at least 4 or 5 times with the Wingmantle Chaplain on the average cast. Are we ever seeing them together? Absolutely not. Am I happy about that? Absolutely not. But alas, it is what it is. Opponent on Grixis, huh? Fading Hope. All right. Not strictly thrilled about that either, but at least we got to take our, or, you know, do something with our mana. All right. Skyclave Sentinel. 3 mana, 2/3 Gargoyle. Flying Defender. Who was kicked enters with 2 additional counters. As long as it has counters, it can attack as though it didn't have defender. I mean, okay. Folks. How frustrating. Stuck without lands again. All right. Well, fine. It was Izzy. Gimp. So next time you see her, let her know. It is a wild one, no doubt. a lot more bolas. Well, I mean, that's a fine approach, no doubt, God Prince Chester. And I'm not going to fight you on that. But, like, we've got to ever see the Wingmantle Chaplain. And we're not seeing the Wingmantle Chaplain. Ever. Right? All right. Yes. Also true. Yeah, Izzy. Yeah. Izzy is responsible for this nonsense. And, also the community in no small measure. El Matador, or La Matador, please forgive me. 4 cards in hand and our card. Thank heavens. It's not a land, but it's close. Considering we're on 24 lands and 4 Birth of Meletis, being stuck this long on lands is kind of tilting. We essentially have 28 as mana, as long as we kept a 2-lander. So definitely frustrating when it doesn't happen. All right, Walking Bulwark. Opponent has another Fading Hope. That's right, folks. That's 3. All right. The good news is there aren't too many more. Is Mystic Subdual on the client? I did not remember that. Mystic Reflection. Okay, that is different. That is different. All right, Thousand Face Shadow gets in. Yep. We're down to 12 now. All right, 04 Defender makes it to the battlefield. This is awkward. I guess we're gonna go after the puppy. They'll crack it. And then we go after the Fate, or the Silver Fur Master with our Fateful Absence. Not thrilled about it, but it is what it is. Card just isn't spectacular. That's fair. Decline. All right. 1 damage. Hits us. We're going to gain a couple of life back. Hey, there we go. Well, we're going to choose these ones. Our opponent going to choose their Thousand Face Shadow. Then we're going to go ahead and animate the 0/4. Crash in. Our opponent going to drop to 16. So we're still behind in the race, but, we're swinging harder right now. Got it to work once with Protean Thaumaturge, Skew Swarm Mutate. All right. Well, Devotion to White oh, I see. Silver Raven. What on earth is our opponent doing here? La Matador, crashing in for 1. I mean, okay, that is removal. I think I'd rather just do this so that we can Walking Bulwark. Animate. Oh, that was foolish. Does this gain haste? It does. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, that's fine. For some reason, I was thinking I needed an extra mana. I keep thinking this is a 2-drop. The fact that it's 1 mana actually does make it a lot better than I keep thinking it is in my mind. To activate its ability, it's 2 mana, but still, I mean, it's kind of nice. All right. La Matador. Yeah, all the birds off those chaplains would just be birds. Still, I mean, that would be making Devilish Valet very, very large. That's true. But in fairness, we've also been playing this deck for, like, whatever, an hour and 40 minutes or something. And we have never once seen Wingmantle Chaplain and Devilish Valet on the battlefield at the same time. Not even, literally not one time. Not a figuratively speaking thing. All right, Walking Bulwark. La Matador. The 4th Fading Hope. Are you kidding me right now? All 4 Fading Hope. All right. Reverent Hoplite. Okay. Do we have... do we have enough white devotion for Reverent Hoplite to do anything? Okay. So let's do this, get a land. Play the land. Activate the Bulwark. Go to combat. Crash in for 4. Our opponent's going to take it all. I think we kill the Suspicious Stowaway either way. Wanted to save the Lightning Strike for their face because, you know, that little bit of reach easily could be the difference between winning and losing, but I don't want them to be all hit us, and I don't want them to be all counter the spell when we untap, so I think we're going to do it anyway. Go, Lance. Glad you made it. Good to see ya. Yeah, it's true, God Prince Jester. It's true. Kind of a bummer. Please. Like, it wouldn't be ideal or anything. Right now, Wingmantle Chaplain only creates 2 birds, so it would be 3 doubling. But I would be excited about it. That said, we get Resolute Watchdog instead, and naturally, our Walking Bulwark gets removed. But we are going to crash in for 4 and pass the turn, see what our opponent has to say about these things. Go lands. It is in Explorer, and that's the deck we're playing right now. Yep. That's fair. Frosty Flavors. And again, it is a new format, so I don't begrudge anyone maybe suggesting something that's not in the format or whatever. That doesn't bother me at all. It does confuse me sometimes, but in fairness, it's not overly difficult to confuse me, so, you know. All right, Kaito Shizuki, sure. Oh, man, I tried quite a bit to make Roguelast work. I never did have it do quite what I wanted, that's for sure. No. Explorer is Pioneerly. Pioneer Light. Pioneer at home, if you will. It is the one without any of the digital only cards or anything though, so there's that. Folks, come on, we're halfway through our deck. We still haven't seen a single Wingmantle Chaplain in any of our games while Devilish Valet has been here, and we're literally halfway through the deck now. This is a tad unreasonable, you know? All right. so we crash in. Opponent trying to decide if our opponent doesn't even know what our deck is doing. You know, it's like they're frustrated, but like, darn it, I think we have every bit as much of a reason to be frustrated as well. You know. All right. Which is fair, Steinel, to a certain extent, but I also don't think that's a negative thing. That's just the way it is, right? Cranberry Coca-Cola, how's your week? Okay. GG, La Matador. GG. If I got to choose any format, Commander, anything like that, I'd rather play Two-Headed Giant than anything. But apparently, I'm very much in the minority that way. Mark Rosewater says, Two-Headed Giant is unlikely to return soon because people just don't like it that much, apparently. I had no idea. I legitimately am flabbergasted by that because it is a super fun format, I think. I mean, yeah, I have actually personally never had a negative experience with it. Even one. I know some people have struggled because from time to time, you'll have a person with a very dominant personality that will essentially, you know, for lack of better terminology, like take over the game and just essentially be playing both hands at once, and that's not fun for one of the players, you know? And it's like, you're not really a team, you're just playing two hands. And, you know, I kind of get that. But, and in fairness, I also recognize, you know, just trying to call a spade, that in most of those circumstances, I would likely be one of those dominant personalities. So I guess it shouldn't be overly surprising that I'm like, no, everything's fine. That's not a problem, you know? But I don't feel like any of my Two-Headed Giant games have devolved into that personally, but I don't know, man. I have a great time with the format. Frenzied Aronix coming down. It is a 4/4 and going to crash in. All right, well, you got me. I think we're going to take damage just this one time. Really would like to get a little more out of this slot of the strong. All right, at least it showed up finally. All right, so I am going to kind of give them the all clear. Cast what you want, do what you want. Hopefully they don't kill us here. It shouldn't be a situation where we die, right? We shouldn't die. Okay, just questing beast? Okay. I mean, we are definitely not happy about that, for the record. But it is okay. I think we will go ahead and block. Just take the 4, or take the 5 from the questing beast. Okay, there's another Wingmantle Chaplain. Yes. All right. We choose these. All right, total power 4 or less, Mono. I've always wanted to try Two-Headed Giant, but the one time I had to enter Neomore. That's terrible. I am very sorry to hear that. I think Neomore, have you ever had a chance to interact with Talia Vess's She Sparks? You should absolutely give that a look. They have been doing some fantastic work with encouraging ladies to play the game. And I can vouch personally, as, you know, after having interacted with them to a certain extent on a number of different occasions, that truly great folks and highly encouraged. Yeah, and in fairness, she is great. Absolutely great. All right, Wingmantle Chaplain #1 going to show up. Make some birds. Just trying to slow down the beats from our opponent. Ravager Worm, no! Darn it. Oh, that's bad. All right. Goes after our den. Unsurprising. All right, so... this is all inconvenient, but alas, it is what it is. So we're going to chump. All right. All right, Wingmantle Chaplain doing its thing. So I guess we're just going to give it the old salty run back, folks. Go ahead and Birth of Meletis. Grab ourselves another Plains and Wingmantle Chaplain again. And make some more flyers. All right, we're trying, folks. We're trying. Another Ravager Worm. No, darn it. Okay, that's unfortunate. All right. So this might seem a little bit odd, folks, but we've got to give up some number of the birds anyway, because we've got to go down to 4 power or less. But if we allow them to keep the Ravager, the Zerta Goblin, then they, you know, when we slaughter the strong, it would just continue to survive, right? And we don't want that. We want our opponent to not have anything when we are done. So all 4 get in, folks. We are now successfully winning the race. We'll see how the top of our opponent's deck looks, though. Okay, Burning Tree Emissary. And they scoop him up! Yes! They did, Zagman. They did, and I'm glad you're here. Good to see you. I guess. We're gonna try it, folks. We're gonna try it. I don't know. May punts much less. That's fair. Just unfortunately true. But, you know, whatever. All right. We're gonna go ahead and put that into the top position there. Have I ever played Castle Panic? No, but I do own it. Have I wanted to play Castle Panic? Yes, I would love to play Castle Panic. And yes, I intend to play. One of these stinking days, I'm going to play the deck, or play the game. But, folks, yes, I'm aware. I could have waited. And, you know, maybe they target the Conclave Mentor or something like that. And then we get to 2 for 1. But what happens if they respond with a second spell? They're almost certainly playing the add a 1/1 counter, give it hexproof thing. If they do that, we just lose the game on the spot. Like right now, the game ends. So I feel like we've got to get rid of it right now. And waiting, I don't think is very profitable here. John plays only 1 game. Exactly, Pakshim. Believe me, I wish it weren't true. Steinel, Mama May wearing the pants? Yes. Yes, she is. Unequivocally. That's just the case. I can't even... I was not blessed with whatever responsibility genes are required to, like, pay bills and stuff. Yeah. That's not something I excel at. This is questionable, folks. I guess we're just gonna go with another Devilish Valet because I want to set up a good turn where we can just kind of win. And getting them down to 16, which I didn't expect them to block there, does mean, you know, double sort of thing, and you're at 16 power, and it can create some really awkward situations for your opponent. Uh-oh, Patchwork or Animation Module. Yep. Doesn't pay, though. Shadow Spear. Okay. Well, that's awkward. Land. Fateful Absence. Pay the ward. Yep. Yep. Yeah. And of course, we want to do that right now while our opponent... Actually, do I want a Resolute Watchdog here? I don't think so, actually, because they just get to trade. So I don't think we want to do that. That's fair, Steinel. Red, green, blue, Archer Knight, Hero, Soldier. Oh, I don't know. Go lands. I own it, but I haven't opened it. It's still sitting over where I keep my board games. I bought it last January. And I have not yet played it, but I'm going to. Darn it, I am going to play it. One of these days. You know, one of these days. All right. Yes. No blocks. We dropped 16. And opponent. Oh, nice, folks. Solar Blaze. Coming in clutch. Admittedly, the Ozolith here getting quite a few counters. But fortunately, the animation module, our opponent doesn't have the mana currently for that. All right, Devilish Valet, Devilish Valet. Our opponent very close to dead. We would really, really like a Wingmantle Captain. Quarter of the way through the deck. It would be nice to have seen one. Goose Ballet, appreciate you. Dropping in 100 bits. That is very kind. That is very kind indeed. All right. Angelic Exaltation? Oh, no, opponent. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and Birth of Meletis. Grab ourselves a little bit of lettuce here. Land. And I think we are going to go ahead and Dusk. Give those counters right back to the Ozolith. Animation module doing its thing. Devilish Valet crashes in. Opponent dropped to 10. Exactly. Exactly, Lyrum. All right. And Hangerback Walker, X equals 1. Whoa. That's awkward. If we're gonna die. Okay. We don't even have our creatures in the bin. We are in grave peril. Please, Wingmantle Captain off the, or Chaplain off the top. Just give us the stinking win. Please. Oh my gosh. Did they seriously back-to-back top deck Hangerback Walker here? I am so tilted right now. All right, they got good top decks. Surely the deck will not ignore us. Oh! Rewarded! Didn't jump block, folks. All right, so I don't know. I don't think we win, though, because we've only got just the one other defender. So we get to double, 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 right? So, yeah. They get to absorb 3? No, we do win. Because it's not enough. Oh, my goodness. Oh my goodness. Not a very good hand, but does have a Devilish Valet. Has lands. Okay. Lightning Strike. Definitely not too bad. I think we still birth here, though. Not that sending the deck is a huge thing. Like, the percentages it changes are very, very small, but, you know, I think in this particular situation, I would much rather have those percentages on my side. Yep, just going to get rid of that card right now before they have a chance to counterspell our stuff. Pass turn, see what Dragon Slayer 42 has to say. Is there a way to make friends with people on there, since you have all their numbers to add them? Yes. Right here. Down here at the bottom, there is the little person thing. And then you click this little friend deal. And there is numbers. So in this case, my name is Pummeler, number 7244. That is what is required. So. All right. Well, opponent crashes in with Thousand Face Shadow. Going in ninjutsu? Does not. Just deals the damage. You got me. Wingmantle Chaplain is interesting. I'm afraid they just have counter magic, though. Let's start here. They'll probably counter this, but... Oh, yeah. And there is... Magic the Gathering Online is a separate thing. Whoa. Whoa. All right. Well, if they're going to do that, then I guess we crash in for damage. Yeah, and you need, you can only have 200 friends total. Okay. I guess then we're gonna go ahead and cast another Devilish Valet. The extra Wingmantle Chaplain right now, not doing much until we get at least one more dude, one more defender. We really, really need another one. All right, Kaito Shizuki comes down, makes a dude. Okay. Moon Circuit Hacker. What does that do? I'd still rather just get rid of the Kaito. Opponent can draw a card. That's fine. Yep. These things are okay. And opponent makes a land drop and casts the 1000 something or other shadow. 1000 Face Shadow does in fact make it to the battlefield. Okay, well, then in this case, we're just going to go ahead and slaughter the strong. Choose 4 power worth of creatures, opponent, and sacrifice the rest. Yep. Unsurprising, our opponent's selections. So we're just going to go ahead and crash in with just the one Devilish Valet. Opponent takes damage, passes the turn. Dragon Slayer 42 has a land drop for the turn. It's a Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Going to crack a clue, draw a card. 5 mana untapped, it looks like. And Network Disruptor shows up. Taps down our Devilish Valet. Damages come in. We block. Please give us a defender. Deck. Cut it out. We just wanted defenders and you knew it. All right. Well, that's fine. I think we've got a try and spring into action here. Our opponent's kind of running away with things. We have a lot of damage here, and our opponent does not have a lot of blocking here. Opponent is going to go down to 2, and of course we have 2 flyers, so our opponent's got to be very careful with whom they swing at. Any one of our Resolute Watchdogs, Walking Bulwarks, things like that would have been enough for GG, no doubt. But, you know, alas, it was not to be. We're going to block here for sure. Take 3, down to 14. Hey, okay. Well, that's a good one. Yes. All right. And get in there. Opponent takes the damage. GG Dragon Slayer 42. GG, it was an honor. All right, some Walking Bulwarks, not terrible. Yeah, agreed, Otoby. Cauldron Familiar. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's... I agree with that, Chronically Ill. I mean, it's not that it's terrible. It's just that it's also not doing anything exceptionally powerful. Even when we do our thing, we're not guaranteed to just kill our opponent. We might, but we're not guaranteed to do it, you know? All right. Well, we're going to try and set up to do our thing. So, that much is good. All right. Any deck with Season of Growth lately? I remember in Standard that was heavily played. Well, it was heavily played Go Lands because Feather was also in Standard with it, right? So it was Naya Feather for the most part. And then people saw how good it was there, and a lot of people tried to play, you know, additional things with it, right? Okay. Do we dare? I don't think so. We're gonna wait an extra turn here. Just so that we have the mana to activate the Resolute Watchdog and give Indestructible, you know? I mean, that was the only time it was heavily played, Go Lands, was with Feather. All right, Riveteer's Overlook. At least in my memory, which admittedly is faulty. Gain a life. We lose 1. And Devokashi crashes in. Opponent. No. None of that stuff. And we end the turn. Okay, well, that's good. Land, Birth of Meletis. All right. Well, plains. Land. And... yeah, you know, Walking Bulwark. Crash in. Yep. Try and get our opponent's life total down to a manageable range. Opponent going to sacrifice it with Deadly Dispute. We're going to take another damage. Yep. All right. See, we're glad you made it. Yes, we have won a couple. But on the whole, it has struggled. No doubt about that. All right. Another land shows up. Bastion of Remembrance comes down. Damage. Down to 12. This is not good news. We can get rid of a Mayhem Devil. Okay. We're just not gonna have the mana to do all of it. You know, that's the problem. All right, well, Devilish Valet. Hang on for dear life. I do not expect to survive this turn, but we're not gonna... we could Slide of the Strong, get rid of one Mayhem Devil, and that's it. Just the Mayhem Devil. No. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. But... that's true, Liram. That is true. Well, and we did do the thing as well. And, you know, had a 64 power attack or whatever. Experimental Synthesizer does the thing. All of it just goes straight upstairs. Okay. Witch's Oven and a 2/2. And they pass. Okay. Yep. 1 damage, 1 damage. Land. Wingmantle. Folks, we're doing it. We're doing it. Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness. Feels good, man. We didn't see the Fable of the Mirror Breaker.